Great. Thank you, Commissioner Matt. The time
Alright.
is 11:08, and I call this meeting of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission to order. Mr. Said, can you please read the notice of the public meeting?
Chairwoman, this is a rescheduled meeting of a regularly scheduled meeting of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission's 2025 annual meeting schedule. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Senator Byron M. Baer Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of the rescheduled meeting was provided to the Asbury Park Press, Bergen Record, Courier Post, Star Ledger, and the Trenton Times on July 3rd, 2025. The agenda and information regarding the virtual nature of the meeting and the ability to live stream was also posted on the CRC website. The meeting time and location has also been posted on the website of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission and with the Office of the Secretary of the State.
Thank you, Mr. Said. Can you please take a roll call?
Commissioner Mapp,
Present.
Commissioner Nash,
Present.
Chairwoman Waynu.
Present.
We now have a quorum. The first order of business is for the Commission to go into executive session to discuss legal matters and litigation and investigation updates. These are discussions that are not shared with the public. We believe the executive session should take about 60 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Said. I move that we enter executive session to discuss litigation updates, investigation updates, and other matters appropriate for executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Matt. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Motion passes. So as Mr. Said mentioned, we expect the executive session to last approximately 60 minutes. We will leave the live stream running during that time. So we can expect to resume the public session at 12:10. Thank you, everyone. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for your patience. The time is 12:34, and we'll resume the public portion of this meeting. Mr. Said, can you please announce the next agenda item?
Next up on the agenda is approving the minutes of both the Commission's open and executive session held on June 12th, 2025. The minutes have been shared with the members of the Commission prior to this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Said. If there are no edits or changes requested to the meeting minutes, is there a motion on the matter?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Matt moves to approve the meeting minutes,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Nash. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the meeting minutes for July 12th, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Motion passes.
The next item up for consideration is the election of a vice chair.
All right. So with the sad departure of our prior vice chair, Mr. Delgado, we now need to elect a new vice chair. I nominate Commissioner Krista Nash for the position of vice chair. Are there any other nominations for the position? Hearing no additional nominations, the nominations are now closed. And the chair recognizes Commissioner Nash for any remarks before we proceed to voting.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Thank you for nominating me. It would be my honor to serve as the vice chair of this commission, which has been instrumental in building a thriving cannabis industry. And most importantly, it has created numerous jobs and economic opportunities for New Jersey residents. I thank you again.
Congratulations, Trista.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Nash. All right. So there being no other nominations, I move that we elect Commissioner Nash as Vice Chair of the Cannabis Regulatory Commission. Is there a second?
I second.
Seconded by Commissioner Mapp. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, Mr. Saeed, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Chairwoman Wenu.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Congratulations, Vice Chair Nash.
Thank you.
The next item up, sorry. The next item up for consideration are the adult use cannabis business conversion license applications.
For this, we'll turn the floor over to Director Riggs to give us a summary of the applications received.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 3 conditional to annual conversion applications, 13 annual applications. We'll have 4 cannabis consumption area endorsements today, 1 expanded ATC certification, and 28 annual license renewals. The first item, I believe, is conditional to annual conversion applications. As I stated previously, there are 3 of them. We have a manufacturer, a retailer, and a delivery service. All of these licenses have come in through the portal and have followed our licensing process as articulated in our regulations and notice of application acceptance. Priority assignment was given where we've confirmed that each application is assigned to the appropriate review priority. We look for diversity on business status. We look at taxes, residency if required, and cures are sent if needed. The next step is priority verification, where that priority is confirmed through the appropriate documentation that is submitted to support that priority, and cures are sent if needed. The next step is the completeness review, where our Office of Licensing confirms that all the required documents are submitted. The application is then deemed complete, and we confirm that each document is filled out and all the required information has been submitted. The applications are then scored, where these documents that were reviewed to ensure that we submitted them, and then they're scored to make sure that they pass the regulations and the standards articulated in the notice of application acceptance. The next step would be moving on to the Office of Compliance and Investigations, where a qualification review is conducted. Individuals, financial sources, and any other agreements are reviewed for regulatory compliance. Background checks are reviewed to ensure that owners and all persons of interest are qualified to operate in the cannabis space. And then we have a quality control with our licensing, Office of Compliance and Investigation team, and our legal team. And then we get to this step where we recommend to the board for action. All 3 of these applications have been reviewed, scored, and are now recommended to the board for approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Riggs. Are there any questions from the board for Director Riggs regarding these conditional to annual license conversions? Hearing no questions, is there a motion on this matter?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the conversion applications presented before the board today.
I second.
Moved by Vice Chair Nash and seconded by Commissioner Mapp. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, Mr. Saeed, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Vice Chair Nash,
Yes.
Chairwoman Wenu.
Yes.
The motion passes. The next item up for consideration are the adult use cannabis business annual license applications.
Thank you. Director Riggs, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 13 annual applications before the board today, 2 cultivators, 2 manufacturers, 1 distributor, and 8 retailers. These licenses all came through the portal and followed the licensing process that I previously articulated. Priority assignment, priority verification, a completeness review. The applications are then scored. A qualification review is conducted by the Office of Compliance and Investigations. There's a quality control review, and now the recommendation to the board for action. All 13 of these applications have been reviewed, scored, and are now recommended to the board for approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Riggs. Are there any questions from the board regarding these applications? Hearing no questions from the board, is there a motion on this matter?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the 13 annual applications presented today.
Vice Chair Nash moves to approve the 13 applications. Is there a second?
I second.
Seconded by Commissioner Mapp. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, Mr. Said, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Vice Chair Nash,
Yes.
Chairwoman Waynu.
Yes.
The motion passes. The next item up for consideration are the cannabis consumption area endorsements.
Thank you. Director Riggs, before I turn the floor over to Director Riggs to describe those applications for cannabis consumption area endorsements, I'd want to note, this is a long time coming. I know a lot of people were very eager to see cannabis consumption areas open up here in New Jersey. Our applications opened up earlier this year. Now all retailers are able to submit their applications for cannabis consumption area endorsements. So we at the commission are excited and look forward to these safe spaces opening up and operating responsibly to give people options for safe and responsible cannabis consumption. So with that, Director Riggs, can you please provide us a summary of our first set of cannabis consumption area endorsement applications?
Sure. There are 4 consumption area endorsement applications that are before the board today. Ginseng LLC, High Rollers Dispensary, Sunny TN LLC, and Urban Dispensary. All 5 Class 5 retailers, or all 4 are Class 5 retailers. All 4 are diversely owned businesses. As you know, we had the staggered application process where diversely owned businesses were the second class of businesses in line. These businesses are the first ones that are having this opportunity. It's an exciting opportunity for these 4 diversely owned businesses. Just a reminder that this is an endorsement. It must be associated with a brick and mortar Class 5 retail establishment. Municipal approvals are required. A site inspection is required by our Office of Compliance and Investigations, and there are fees associated with paying for having this consumption area endorsement. Site plan and municipal approvals were submitted by all 4 of these entities and reviewed by OCI. It's been determined that they're in good standing with the CRC. The SOPs have been reviewed to ensure regulatory compliance, and therefore we are recommending that these 4 applications for consumption area endorsement are approved today. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Riggs. Are there any questions from the board for Director Riggs? Hearing no questions, is there a motion on this matter?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the 4 applications presented today for the cannabis consumption areas.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Mapp and seconded by Vice Chair Nash. Is there any discussion on this motion to approve the applications? Hearing no discussion, Mr. Said, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Vice Chair Nash,
Yes.
Chairwoman Waynu.
Yes.
The motion passes. The next item up for consideration are the expanded alternative treatment center certifications.
Thank you. Director Riggs, the floor is yours. Director Riggs, you are on mute.
Wow. Thank you, Madam Chair. All those good things that I said, I will repeat. We have 1 expanded ATC certification before the board today. That is Block. They are a Class 2 manufacturer located in Ewing, New Jersey. They've submitted the required zoning and municipal approvals for a Class 2 manufacturing facility in that location. As required by law, the certifications and standards have been met for them to move from the medical cannabis space into the adult use space. $300,000 fee will be associated with expanding this manufacturing facility. And we are recommending that it be approved for expansion at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Riggs. Are there any questions from the board for Director Riggs? Hearing no questions, is there a motion on this matter?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the application submitted for expansion as presented today.
Moved by Commissioner Mapp. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Nash. Any discussion on this motion? Hearing none, Mr. Saeed, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Vice Chair Nash,
Yes.
Chairwoman Wenu.
Yes.
The motion passes. The next item up for consideration are the adult use cannabis business annual license renewal applications.
Director Riggs, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and we'll go slow through these slides. We have 28 renewals before the board today. They've already been through our licensing process. As a reminder, these licenses are effective for 1 year from the date of issuance and are required to be reviewed annually. We are at that annual renewal stage. All of these entities have provided the required documentation for renewal. This documentation was reviewed and approved by the Office of Compliance and Investigations here at the CRC. If any additional municipal support or approvals were required for expanded ATCs, that has been collected. Therefore, we are recommending that all 28 of these entities be renewed for another year for their license. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Riggs. Are there any questions from the board regarding these renewal applications? Hearing no questions, is there a motion on this matter?
Yes. Go ahead.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the 28 license renewals presented here today.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this matter? Hearing no discussion, Mr. Saeed, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Vice Chair Nash,
Yes.
Chairwoman Wenu.
Yes.
The motion passes. The next item we have on the agenda is the open public comment period.
Before we get started on the public comments, I want to remind our business owners of one small but very important thing. We understand that business owners want to get up and running as quickly as possible, but know that getting ahead of yourself runs the risk of quickly turning into getting in your own way. Nowhere is this more prevalent than in businesses' efforts to get financing and when businesses are doing construction. We frequently see businesses accepting and spending investors' money before getting approvals for their financial or investor agreements. We also frequently see businesses building out their facilities before getting approved for a license. So for our business owners, know that you are not required to finish your construction or renovation before submitting an application. And you certainly are not required to spend millions of dollars of investors' money before your license application is approved. Know that if you do this, you're making a choice that only you are responsible for. If you do take the steps to spend money before submitting an application or before getting your application approved, you run the risk of your application not being approved if there are problematic or prohibited provisions in your agreements or in your business structure or anywhere else in your application. So I want to implore our business owners and our applicants to make sure that they are not putting the cart before the horse. We understand that everybody is eager to get up and running, And the commission is sympathetic to that sense of urgency, but we also want to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you get cleared by the Cannabis Regulatory Commission before you actually start spending dollars where possible. So with that, now I'll open the floor to the public comment. Members of the public can submit their public comments during or after this board meeting in writing via our website, nj.gov/cannabis/meetings. The deadline for submitting written comments for today is 5:00 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, July 16th. Written comments will be shared with the commission members and will be made public. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Mr. Saeed will call out the names of our registered speakers. The instructions for our virtual callers is right there on the screen. When you hear your name called, press *9 to raise your hand, and then you'll be given the signal to go ahead and unmute yourself and begin. And to do that, you will press *6. So with that, Mr. Saeed, can you please call on our first registered speakers?
Thank you, Chairwoman. As a reminder, public speakers during this afternoon's public comment period will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful and concise during your comments. The first person I have on the list is Craig Hobdy. Last four is 5915. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. And to do that, if you're calling in, it's *9. Craig Hobdy. All right, I don't see that person. The next person is Stephen Young. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. And that is last four is 9105. All right, I don't see that person. The next person is Amy Groom. Last four is 1904. Amy Groom. All right, I don't see that person. The next person is Russell Lash. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. That is last four is 1751. Russell Lash. Okay, I don't see that person. Next person is James Ferrin. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Last four is 7789. And if you're calling in to raise your hand, it's *9. I don't see that person. The next person is Shane O'Leary. Shane O'Leary, last four is 5609. I don't see that person. The next person is Andrew Zeitlin. All right, I see you, Andrew. Give me 1 second. All right, Andrew, you have the floor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Hi, my name is Andy Zeitlin. I am the COO of Canopy Crossroad. We are a Class 5 licensed retailer in Red Bank, New Jersey. We've been open for approximately 8 to 9 months. And the topic I'd like to discuss and try to get some insight and perhaps resolution on is the notion of we are a micro business, and the topic is the definition of an employee. So I'm finding that in running this business, the micro requirements on space being 2,500, we have no problem with. We're roughly half that. However, on the number of employees, we find that 10 is nearly unworkable for a retail store. And what we would like to propose is the use of what is used in the ACA and many other places, including mostly in industry, is the notion of a full-time equivalent. So if we had the flexibility to have 10 full-time equivalents, then we would be able to manage our schedules much better with the people we have. The idea of all employees in the cannabis industry are full-time is not realistic. The particularly micro businesses, but nearly all businesses need the flexibility when people's times are conflicted. If we have one or two people that get sick, we're in a very difficult situation where we can barely keep the store open the hours that we're trying to meet. So I would like to ask the commission to consider the use of full-time equivalents for adhering to the micro business constraints, and that would allow micro businesses to function nearly as well as as a regular business without the really onerous restrictions when it comes to numbers of employees. And also, I think it's better for the industry as well as for employees
30
to have
seconds.
the option to, I say I have 28 seconds, so I will conclude, that it is beneficial for employees to have the option to work less than a full-time job in this business. And a lot of people want to do that. So I hope that is resonating with you folks. I think you're all doing a pretty good job, and the cannabis industry is functioning. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Andy. The next person on the list is Samuel Reichbart. Last four is 3654. Samuel Reichbart. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Dr. Roz McCarthy. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Last four is 1302. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is John Wise. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. And the last four of that is 0810. As a reminder, if you're calling in, it's *9 to raise your hand. I don't see John Wise. So the next person is Ronald Jost. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. And the last four is 4238. Ronald Jost. I don't see that person. The next person is Ethan Lopez. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Ethan Lopez, the last four is 5440. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Claudia Post. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. All right, I see you, Claudia. Claudia, you have the floor. Just unmute yourself. To unmute, it's stars. Yeah, I think you got it.
I did it. I did it. Thank you so very much. We are absolutely thrilled.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
May I?
Yes.
Okay. No. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I give the shortest speech in town. I want to say we're thrilled. Let's get started. And thank you all so very much for your time, effort, and energy throughout this entire process, for the access we've been afforded. And I'll just leave you with one of my favorite quotes from Henry Ford: coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Beginning, progress, success. Thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. The next person on the list is Leron Jones. It's 9816 as the last four. If you're in the room, Leron. All right, I see you, Leron. You have the floor, Leron.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Well, thank you. Definitely want to thank the commission for taking the time out for me to speak today. First, want to start off by thanking the commission for everything that they've done throughout this entire process with the Mr. Jones application. For those who don't know, my name is LaRon Jones. I'm the founder and owner and managing partner of Mr. Jones Dispensary, the premier dispensary of North Jersey, opening up in Little Falls, New Jersey. And again, understanding where we are, again, I thank the commission for the due diligence that they do with all the applications, especially those including partnerships, and that I have no problem with. Again, obviously very willing to answer any questions, concur
Liron,
with anything.
we can't hear you.
Kai, can you hear me?
Liron?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Or Liron?
I can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so sorry about that. I was saying that, again, I really want to appreciate thank the chairwoman and be very appreciative and the entire CRC for this process, the due diligence that's being done, obviously to protect the operators, to ensure safe and operable operations, in which I have zero problem with, willing to amend and answer any questions the commission may have. The process is the process, and there's no way around that, and I respect that. I do just want to point out that, it does hurt and it's disheartening for the operator to, reach out. I was very proactive with the last set of requested amendments, very proactive with the CRC to reach out and inquire for about 25 days before this meeting if those amendments were satisfactory. I know the 4th of July was also coming up last week, in which I tried to really get ahead of that, and it just hurts to go on the agenda and be pulled off of it 5 days prior. And again, I know there's due diligence that has to be done, but I just wanted to let that be known. We go through a lot. This is what comes with the business, so in no way, shape, or form am I crying about anything, but I would just love if the CRC and the process that we look to with, we're requesting a document to be sent over. I would love if, we just, as the operator, know that it's not just sitting, but also being in process for review. But again, I thank the CRC for everything. Very, very much looking forward to working with the CRC. I have a number of different concepts I would love to share with the CRC, very known across North Jersey, and we have 685 direct messages from residents of Little Falls, people all over North Jersey. I mean, I just can't tell you how bombarded I get and how ecstatic everyone in this state is in the northern part for Mr. Jones to open, and I can't wait for that to happen. I can't wait to fill the coffers with the tax dollars that we're going to generate. And I surely can't wait to hopefully at one point walk the CRC and all the chair members and commissioners through our property. Thank you. Have a blessed day. My name is LaRon Jones. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Laurent. The next person on the list is Rochelle Boyle. Last four is 2002. Rochelle Boyle. And can you all hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay. The next person on the list is Rochelle Boyle. Last four is 2002. Rochelle Boyle. I don't see that person. The next person is Thomas Norcia. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. All right, I see you, Thomas. If you can, all right, you have the floor, Thomas.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So this is Thomas Norcia from Grow Works and the New Jersey Hemp Growers Association. So once again, I'm going to bring up the psychoactive hemp ban and how it's affecting the New Jersey hemp growers. The New Jersey hemp growers And anybody licensed through the Department of Agriculture, actually a business in the state of New Jersey, we're never allowed to handle psychoactive materials. We're being punished because of the bullshit going on. What they're trying to ban, you guys are allowing your operators to still bring over state lines. On top of it, we have a division of plant industry where your people are saying they're hemp clones to get away with bringing them over state lines, which is 100% illegal because you have to be a licensed operator in the hemp program to be able to touch hemp clones. So it's still a big problem. You have a reason Scatori working on a bill, S4509, that once again did not bring up the hemp program. We have Karabinchek's bill, which aligns everybody across the state from adult use, hemp program, beverages, liquor, everything. Karabinchek's bill, A5068 is the bill the state should be looking at. As far as Scatori goes, he's got to get his head out of his ass. The Hemp Growers Association has been reaching out to his office
Excuse
every
me, Mr.
day
Mr.
since the
Narcia,
ban in
excuse me,
October.
Mr.
And he
Mr. Narcia,
refuses to
Mr.
answer us.
Narcia, sorry, Mr. Narcia, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask, I'm gonna pause your time for a second here and ask that you refrain from using profanity, please. Totally fine for you to critique and express your frustration, but please let's remove the profanity. Thank you.
I guess the truth hurts. Sorry, but he's got to get his head out of something because he's not paying attention to what's going on in this state. And there's going to be a lawsuit. I will be the first lawsuit within 24 hours if something goes through. Psychoactive hemp bill, whether it's 4509 or Karabinchek's A5068, and it does not bring up the hemp program, we will have lawsuits. They have this psychoactive hemp lawsuit because of, a lawsuit. Well, it's bullshit, the fact that we were never allowed to do that anyway, and we got thrown
Mr.
into
Narcia, this is your last warning on profanity. It's your last warning. I want to give you all the time that you're allotted and entitled to here, but you've got to stop with the profanity.
Well, maybe Governor Murphy's office will then start reaching out to us, and Scatori's office will reach out to us so we don't have to have situations like this. Because my next move is showing up in Trenton with my tractor and manure spreader and feeding you guys the same crap that you guys are feeding us. It's getting ridiculous. We're on another whole growing season, and we're not going to be in, as far as I'm concerned, by October when we got to harvest. So once again, it's crap going on that shouldn't be. The Department of Agriculture, we are 100% state and federally compliant. And yet, you guys were supposed to come out laws, and you guys never came out with nothing. We know there's a lawsuit, but your last thing said what we were doing was illegal, but there's no enforcement, and you guys did not do anything to back that up or say anything to anybody. So action's got to happen because there are businesses here that are suffering. You guys keep claiming this billion-dollar industry. Well, you're shutting us down, and we were here first. So we need to make things work. And sorry if I'm not speaking to you, but really, I'm speaking to Scatori's office right now and Murphy's office. So I really don't care how it goes. I'll let you go for now. I'll be at the next meeting. If you guys really need to make your operators stop bringing over stuff over hemp lines, they're operating under the same stuff, the same, farm bill loopholes that the gas stations and smoke shop under. If you guys want legitimate businesses that are going by the rules, have them stop bringing stuff over state lines. It's illegal. Their distillate is adult use. It's interstate commerce. Cannabis should not be over state lines. Hemp either if it's adult use. I know it is because I speak to the people and I know what they're doing. You guys need to do your jobs and start acting on this. We've been speaking about this since October last year. So I'll be at the next meeting in person. Thank you for today.
Thank you, Thomas. The next person on the list is Jim Beasley. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. And the last four is 0255. Jim Beasley. I don't see that person. I'm just going to go over the list again real quick. Craig Hobdy. Last four is 5915. Stephen Young. Last four is 9105. Amy Groom. Last four is 1904. Russell Lash. 1751. James Farron. Last four is 7789. Shane O'Leary. Last four is 5609. Samuel Reichbart. Last four is 3654. Dr. Roz McCarthy. Last four is 1302. John Wise. Last four is 0810. Ronald Jost. Last four is 4238. Ethan Lopez, 5440. Rochelle Boyle. Last four is 2002. Jim Beasley. Last four is 0255. Chairwoman, this will conclude the registered speakers we have for today's public meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Saeed, and thank you to all those who shared their thoughts. Please, in the future, let's avoid profanity. We do have to, we have transcriber using transcribing our public meetings, and we don't want to have to remove anybody from our public meetings. So please just avoid the profanity in the future. This concludes the business that we have before us today. So with that, I move that we adjourn today's meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nash. Is there any discussion on this motion to adjourn? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of adjourning say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Motion passes. The time is 1:13 and we are adjourned. Thank you everyone for your attendance today, and we will see you at the next board meeting in August. Take care.